you want to turn your camera off, please do so. I'm just making sure that I sent the email. Okay, yep. Okay. And then you can crack your eyes open, let your arms drop down, and let's go right into knocking on the door of life. So I've been liking that metaphor. So I'm like, how to integrate the grounding aspect of this practice with letting go of tension and nervousness, anxiety, and really the thoughts, and this descending quality that allows us to free up space in the mind and the emotional center for clarity and joy, whatever it is that you want to bring in, but sort of quote unquote getting rid of the incessant thoughts. We can't really get rid of them, but we can use the imagery like we just did to help create some clarity and space. And it's the space between the thoughts that we can focus our awareness on, right? So we have a thought and then another thought, but there is space between the thoughts. And that's where we can start to increase the space with our awareness. And then come up below the collarbone. And then all the way up to the top of the shoulders. This is a physical way of sending energy down. There's a major acupuncture point at the very top of the shoulders on the gallbladder channel, and it's said to help create a clear mind because it helps descend tension or dissipate tension. Let's come below the collarbone again. And then back down to the waist. And let's release into water waves. And then let's start to slowly unwind. And we're going to go into spinal cord breathing, but I'm going to actually have us do a little addition or one extra cue. So we're just going to start with inhaling and bringing the arms and hands up by the face. And then we exhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone down. That means kind of like curving the spine, the lower spine, almost like you have a tail and you're trying to extend it towards the earth. And at the very end of the exhale, just give like the glutes a tiny little squeeze. And then release, and then inhale. And then we're stretching up, and then exhaling for the bottom of the exhale, squeezing the glutes slightly, and then releasing that, and then inhaling. And that's just giving the lower back a little extra energy, especially if you've been sitting for a while or flying. It's a good, like a small variation. It's not very different. So you don't have to squeeze the glutes at the bottom of the exhale every time, but it might be a variation that is calling to you if you're feeling a little cranky in the lower back, a little tired after sitting for a while. And let's add a little rotation on the next inhale. So we exhale to the center and then inhale, rotate slightly over to the left and then back to the center. And then slowly rotating to the right and back to center. Let's do one more to each side. And then come to the center, drop your arms down. Ah, I'm already hot. Worked up a sweat already somehow. So let's come to a wider stance and bend the knees slightly. So this is it's a spinal cord exercise, kind of. It's a kidney opening exercise, kind of. So we start with bent knees slightly, and you're going to turn slightly to the left, and then you're going to extend. Your palm is facing up. You're going to extend forward slightly, almost like you're scooping something up and bring it right above your head. And then imagine that whatever it is that you scooped up, you're going to pour right through the center of your brain. Shift the weight over to the opposite leg as you bring that arm down your side and then to the back area and then the back of the glute. Okay, so you're going to turn slightly, come back to the left, scoop up. And as we do, transfer the weight to the right foot. You're going to scoop up and then imagine pouring this nectar down the side of your body and into the back of the kidney area. So transfer the weight to the front foot. We scoop up and then pouring down into the back. So this is a kidney specific exercise. You can imagine this elixir scooping up, having it drape, pour down through the body, and then pull right into the kidney area. Scooping up, so keep the hand nice and relaxed, pouring it through down into the lower back area. Nice and slow. You can even imagine that this light, maybe if you like the golden light or the kidney color, the color of the kidney in the water element is a dark blue, almost black. Think deep, deep blue of the ocean, way, way out far from land. Deep, dark, nourishing blue, soothing and nourishing. And then one more time on this side. Come to the center. Palm faces up now on your right. And then you're going to turn slightly to the right and transfer the weight to that front foot as you scoop up. Transfer the weight to the back foot as we pour down to the side into the kidneys again. Now on the right side. Inhale. The kidneys, of course, as I said, are categorized under the water element, right? But they're also associated in Chinese medicine with the bones, with the endocrine system, so hormones. And they're also the batteries. They're considered the batteries of the body. So by recharging the batteries of the kidneys, you're recharging the rest of the organs, the rest of the tissues, your energy. So we're pouring this nectar to help soothe and recharge. Do one more, inhale. And then exhale to come to the center. Okay, and let's bring the feet a little closer together. And now let's knock across that lower back. Now that we've brought some energy into this area, now we can help disperse it to the rest of the body. All around. Feels really good. Mm-hmm. And before we go to the rest of the body, let's even just give it a little extra heat by rubbing from the bottom of the rib cage downward and back up. That friction really helping to open up the circulatory system into this area. And then knock again. Now let's start traveling down the back of the legs, down to the feet, and then coming up the inside to the hips, back around again. One more time. Coming to the hips for a moment. Now just underneath the belly button. Now let's go to the right side. This is where your liver and gallbladder are. Give it some energy there. What's that? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And now to the left. Spleen, stomach. And now just above the belly button. And we'll end here. So from here, we're gonna go to the top or the front of the right shoulder. We'll do the upper body and then come back down and end at the solar plexus. Let's travel down the inside. And then from the fingertips, come up the outside. And then we'll come across to the opposite shoulder, traveling down the inside again. And then up the outside. And come back now to the center of the chest. Hello, Jennifer. I'm just going to keep you on mute, but welcome. There we go. So we've already done some breath work and a few opening exercises. So now we're just doing some chi massage. So you can take a moment, find where you are in space, and then we'll drop down to the solar plexus area. Just take a moment, just knocking across the upper abdomen. So between the bottom of the rib cage and the belly button. And let's drop down below the belly button one more time. And then release the arms for a moment. And let's do one stretch for the head, neck, and shoulders before we go into our flows. So you're going to spread the fingers so the palms are facing down. and your shoulders are melting away from your ears, almost like you're trying to press down two big balloons. And then gently let your head tilt over to the left. And then on the inhale, let your head roll to the back of your shoulder, looking up slightly. And then on the exhale, rolling towards the front of your shoulder. So inhaling as we look up, and then exhale as we look down. Just paying attention. What's going on in your neck, right? There are some sections that might be a little tighter than others. Just imagine that with each breath, we are unwinding and dissipating some of those knots. On the next exhale, let your head come all the way forward so your chin is towards your chest. And then rolling over now to the opposite shoulder. You might notice that one is seemingly more tight than the other. This one is a lot tougher for me. And then inhale, let your head roll to the back of your shoulder. And then exhale to the front. Inhale to the back. Exhale. And if you notice that your shoulders are creeping up, gently encourage them to melt down. And on the next exhale, let your head come all the way forward again. Let your arms drop down, nice and relaxed, and then bring your head upright. And then we're going to shake. So we shake usually before we go into our flows, just a way of dissipating any nervous energy, anxiety, stress that we want to send to the earth to be composted. So letting the arms pump, the legs pump. And by doing so, you're actually activating the cranial sacral pump, the cranium, the sacrum. So by bouncing, we're activating that column of energy, right? Which helps circulate blood, energy, the fluid that surrounds the spine. We're helping to circulate that. And start to slow down. So the activating part of the class, we breathe, we stretch. Sometimes we do more clearing. Sometimes it deviates slightly, but this is now the part where we go into our flows. So this is repetitive flowy motions where it's an integration. We're integrating our physical body, our emotions, and our mind, just different manifestations of who we are. So we'll start, the arms are nice and low, relaxed. And on the inhale, the arms are going to float up to about shoulder height. And then exhale, the elbows relax first, and then the rest of the arms follow suit. So inhaling, elbows, and then let everything relax down. So the art of effortless flow is really what QiGong is about. Moving through not just the practice, but bringing the practice into our life so that we feel integrated and connected, but grounded and being able to move with the least resistance. So as we go through the flows, once you have, if you're new to this, once you have the mechanics down, right, I encourage you to perhaps close your eyes and just allow yourself to relax into the flow. Just imagine that there's a wave that's coming through the earth up through you. And then we exhale and descend back down. So a wave coming up and through, just like a wave of the ocean. If you were in a little boat or canoe, right? A swell comes up, it lifts you up, and then you sink back down. So just like there's currents in the ocean, there's currents of energy around us on land. We may not have as much visibility and awareness of that because we don't have this big body of water that we're medium that we're looking at or sitting on or in, but it's more invisible than that. We can tap into the sensations of this, we'll call it field around us. The more we allow our awareness to be on this present moment. Thoughts may interrupt that, but this is again the opportunity to become awareness of the space between the thoughts. Feeling your feet grounded, right? As your body rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. And let's bring our arms all the way down. So we're going to work on connect the integration of those three, we'll call it energetic fields. So let's start with our palm of your left hand facing up. And then we're going to bring your right hand so that so there's a little L here between your thumb and your index finger. So you're going to just spread the thumb away from your index finger so that you have a nice angle here. And we're going to start right in front of your forehead, in front of your brain. And then take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, descend that arm to about your heart center. So we're connecting the mind to the heart, and then inhale that hand back up to your mind. And now let it descend all the way down, connecting to your emotional center all the way down. And then bring your fingers together, like you're picking something up from the palm of your hand. And then you're going to pull that all the way up in front of your brain again. And then release the thumb. So we connect the brain. Nice inhale, exhaling down, connecting the brain to the heart center. And then with a loose hand, we come back up, heart, head, I should say, heart, body. And then pull that connection all the way back up to your mind. So mind, heart, mind, heart, body. And then pull that connection. Open up the hand and exhale. And then inhale, come up. Release the hand again. Exhale all the way down. And then like you're picking up this thread of this line of golden light in front of the mind, integrating into the mind, exhaling and connecting that thread to your heart. Coming back up to your mind and then letting the mind connect back down to the heart and the body. Inhaling. So it's almost like we descend halfway, connect to our heart center, coming back up, and then all the way down, picking up that golden thread of energy. The three treasures in Chinese medicine, Jing, Qi, and Shen. This is a flow that's helping to integrate all of the three treasures, indicating that they're all as important. So Jing, right? The more material, the physical, right? Qi, this emotional center, and then Shen, our spirit or consciousness or mind or whatever you want to call it, that is behind our consciousness. And when all three are integrated, we can move through life with and engage. We want to be present and part of life, but not take on energy that's not ours, right? We want to have relationships and have experiences and be able to have the experiences and be able to assimilate what we want to take in from those, right? And be able to have the strength and awareness to let go of the stuff that, okay, that's not something that I want to integrate into my mind and my thoughts and my body or my emotions. Just like we cook, we have the stuff that we cook with, and we have the stuff that we need to put in the compost and send to the earth. And the next exhale, coming all the way down. Let's hold the chi ball for a moment. So a chi ball, we're holding our palms like we're almost like imagining you're holding a small ball. And then you can pulse your hands back and forth. You might notice almost like a little tug or push and pull. That we are electromagnetic, by the way. And this you can start to feel between the palms of your hands. And now we'll go into the opposite side. So this time your right arm is facing up. Hopefully I told you this correctly. Whatever arm you did last time, we're doing the opposite. And then we'll bring the left hand in front of the mind and the forehead. Again, making that angle nice and wide. Nice inhale, and then connecting down to the heart center. Inhale back up, and then exhale, floating the hand all the way down, and then just gently grasping, pulling all the way up. Imagine there's a golden pearl that's in the palm of that bottom hand. A pearl, it's a condensing of energy. So we're going down and just pulling a little bit of that light from that pearl and bringing it all the way back up to the mind, the Shen. And then exhale, inhale, exhale all the way down, and then pulling that light, that string. If you like imagery, when I move through this, I like thinking of like a jellyfish. Think of your top hand, right? This jellyfish relaxes and then pulls back in, right? As they undulate through water. And that billowy softness. exhaling as we descend, and then inhaling as we grasp and pull up. Do one more. Full round. Let's end on pulling back up into the mind, and then let's come into our chi ball for a moment. And then the last flow we will do is crisscross. So what are we doing? We're crisscrossing the forearms right in front of your heart center. So this is a posture of protection, right? Protecting ourselves. So this is a flow as we pull the arms across. Just think you're clearing your field. You're clearing any stuff that you are residual stuff that you want to get rid of, and then exhaling it down to the earth. You can even sink a little bit in your knees and then cross the arms, and then we straighten the legs as we come up, inhaling, and then exhale. So inhale, protection, clearing, and then composting or recycling. Inhale. And your arm should be about 6 inches or so away from your body, right? Because even though it looks like our physical body, we end at our skin, we are projecting energy out, just like any field, right? A field of energy. They even say that each individual's heartbeat has a certain resonance, that they have actual tools that they can detect a person's heartbeat resonance from, I think, like 12 feet away or 16 feet away. So now that we've integrated, right, we have our boundaries, right? We also want to be able to clear away the debris so that we're able to bring in this energy that we want to bring in, whether that's joy, peace, tranquility, happiness. Inhaling as we come up. And then exhale as we sink everything down. Breathing in and out through the nose. There's points during the class that we will breathe out through the mouth, but for the most of our time outside of class as well, breathing through the nose is actually optimal for the most part. There are obviously circumstances where it's more optimal to breathe through the mouth, but on just a day-to-day basis, no emergencies, breathing in and out through the mouth, or even if there is an emergency, but there's no life-threatening danger out there, maybe just some stress, just think about breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth to help dissipate that, and then come back to breathing in and out through the nose to contain that peacefulness. Maybe even go a little slower. Let's do one more. And exhale. Let's bring the feet together. And we'll start with your right arm. So we're going to inhale the right arm out to the side above the center of the head, and then exhale down through the center line. And now the left. Inhale and exhale. This is called centering. So we're ending with we're coming back to our center. Last one. Last inhale, arm coming up. And then exhale, let's bring the hands one on top of the other below the belly button. And this is a posture that's called bamboo in the wind. So just like a bamboo has a really intricate, strong foundation of roots, the root system underneath that proliferates quite rapidly. But then the fronds, the plant above the ground, right, is very flexible. It can almost be completely flat against the ground because of a storm that's come through, and the next day it's back upright. So thinking of the energy of the bamboo plant as we stand here, feeling the soles of your feet rooted into the earth, extending through the earth. We may not have physical roots as like a tree does, but we are grounded here by gravity. That is a significant energetic force. So we are rooted here as we are earthlings on this earth, and we're connected with this significant energy below us, and then allowing the body to make those micro movements, staying upright, right? A little adjustment here, a little adjustment there that we're not even aware of probably on most days. There's an intelligence in our being where we don't even really pay attention to a lot of what's going on, but it's pretty quite remarkable if you think about it. And the gift that our bodies are giving us to be able to experience life. And then when you're ready, you can crack your eyes open. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. And I did record this, so Jennifer and Cynthia, if you want, I will send it to you. Jennifer, I know that you missed the first part of class, so if you wanted to go and check it out, then I can send it to you, and it's a good resource to have going forward anyway.
Yeah, I definitely would like it because I find that I'm doing a lot of decluttering, so I'm sitting all day and it's kind of emotionally straining as well. So I think I need to do qigong every day.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone about the fact that we think when we're sitting, we're not doing anything, and we're resting and we're preserving energy, but it actually the opposite because we're not moving, we're not circulating our energy. It gets stuck, it gets pooled, and that's draining. It's like that lead that we're talking
Yeah, I mean,
about.
last night
So
I felt like I could barely walk after I was sitting for a long time. It just seemed like I needed oil in all my joints or something. It was just
yeah,
when you get older, it's
yeah,
even worse.
yeah. Which is why this practices like this are super important to start, as soon as we have the ability to start and hopefully continue on so that we feel as best as we can through any age, right?
Yep, really important. Thank you.
You're welcome. What's that, Jennifer?
Yeah, thank you so much for the recording. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Have a great day. I'm gonna
Bye.